Alright, you guys, so I am about to propagate my basil plants, meaning I am going to cut them down into smaller individual plants from one big plant. Just give me 1 second because it's really quiet and I need music, and my windows are wide open because it's hot outside and you can hear all the cars riding by. Let's play some, I don't know, positive energy music. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Remember when feminine hygiene as well?
Please, Fred, don't leave.
Peggy's husband might have stayed if she wasn't so careless about her feminine hygiene. Douse your vaginal...
Welcome to the Awakening Planet. Remember to like and subscribe.
Okay, so hey you guys, it is They Call Me Miss Kelly here, and I am here sharing just a little bit of my self-care activity that I like to do, and that is my houseplants and gardening. All right, I'm streaming on multiple devices, so if you see me switching back and forth, it's because I'm looking from one device to another so I can just stream to all my social media platforms at one time. Okay, so in order to propagate plants, or in order to propagate basil, this is my first time propagating. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So this is my first time propagating basil, but it is not my first time growing it. I grew my basil from seed, from basil seeds that I probably bought from Lowe's, the local nursery, or like Dollar Tree, right? And I really just grew the basil just to see if I could actually grow it. Now to propagate, you need, of course, basil plants. Here's mine, number 1. Grew from seed probably a couple months ago. I have to clean the pot. Grew from seed a couple months ago. There's another one. And I just threw a bunch of seeds in the soil. Like a layer of seeds. Here's my basil. And they're starting to get a little wrinkly on top. I think it's because of the changes in the weather, because my apartment gets really cold and then it gets really hot, so that's probably why. I don't know, I'll look it up later. And I actually use this basil. Like, I go and I pluck the leaves off whenever I'm cooking something, or for whatever I need basil for. My hands are super dry. Alright, so I got one more basil plant to show. Just rubbing a little shea butter on my hands. My own shea butter. This is the peppermint shea butter that I make. It smells fantastic. You see that? My shea butter, all natural. Just essential oils, carrier oil, and shea butter. And it never goes hard. It stays soft just with those ingredients. And no, I do not use coconut oil in my shea butter. My kids are like playing in another room. Okay. so no artificial ingredients. And then now my hands are nice and moist. All right, so my third plant, this one I pick off of a lot, as you can see with the top one. I picked most of the leaves off of this one. I guess it's my favorite one. All right. To the people up top, I just watered them today. Well, I water my basil plants every single day. All right, so these are my basil plants. Some of them, if you get the leaves wet and you don't wipe the leaves off, they will scorch in the sun, or they'll turn black and die off. So just for my people up here, yeah, so try not to get the leaves wet when you wet your basil plants, or sit them out in the sun, because then the leaves will get scorched, like the water will burn them. Okay, so once you have your basil plants, whether you grew them or whether you bought them from the store, take them to the side. You're gonna need a pair of scissors. These are my little pruning shears, Dollar Tree for $1. Some glass jars. So I'm gonna use a reusable glass jar. This is a creamy Alfredo sauce jar from Aldi. The Priano. And I just removed the label after I washed it out and put some warm water in there. Warm water, plants like warm water. And I'm also going to use this bottle here. I already put my warm water in there. And these bottles are good because they have small mouths or narrow necks. So if you're propagating or trying to get stems to root or plants to root, these will catch the heads at the top because they're narrow, and then in the bottom of the bottle the roots will have room to grow down, so they won't get as tingly. I had to learn that the hard way. And this bottle is started out like this. Started out like this. Trader Joe's grapeseed oil. And then once I was done with the oil, I reused the bottle, and now I can use it to make more basil plants. So the next thing you do is, on your basil plant, you want to look for wherever there are other sets of leaves growing, like these little buds right here. Wherever there are another set of leaves growing on the buds, I don't know if you can see them, but you want to cut right under there. I'm going to cut a little lower, make them longer. So here's one. Oh, I broke one. And I have paper towel down here to collect the leaves, because some of the leaves you will have to remove. So here's one long stem. I am going to cut it right here underneath the second set of leaves. I'm going to take off the basil leaves and save them, rinse them and save them. You can dry them in the microwave for like 30 seconds, or you can use them fresh, or store them in oil, like olive oil. The best ones are the ones that have 4 leaves on top. See how they're nice and fresh and green and large. They look fake, but they're not, and they smell great. See that? My mint plant smells like that too, like nice and strong. And then take your jar and drop it in the jar. Make sure that the stem that you just cut is in the water, so you can start to see the roots take place. Once the roots grow in, once they get long enough, then you can transfer it to soil. A cup of soil, like a red Solo cup. I prefer to use clay pots because I overwater my plants, and the clay pots absorb the moisture. So I'm gonna do another one. I don't know if I want to cut that one down anymore. So this one, I'm gonna leave alone. It's a lot shorter now. This one, Big Mama here. First time ever growing anything from a seed was this basil plant, and it was really easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy. It was a lot of work. So, hey. Okay. So, the next thing, you do the same thing with the next plant. I'm looking for my tallest plant, and I am going to cut... Let's see. Oops. So I am going to cut, this is pretty long, maybe right here where this second set of leaves is. Just cut here, because if there are leaves growing there, you know that roots are going to come out as well. But you don't want to get the leaves wet, because if you get the leaves wet, then they will rot and die off. So just pluck the leaves off, save them, use them in your cooking. You can dry them, dehydrate them in the microwave. I leave the top 4 leaves and take the rest off, so the bottom are ready to harvest. So now this one has 4 leaves. And then I can put it in the same glass bottle, my reusable glass bottle. Okay. So then this will be a whole new basil plant to make more basil. And basil grows really, really fast. Right? So my next plant, and they like to grow in bunches too, I found out. So I'm gonna cut this one down right here. Hopefully I don't stress the plant out too much by removing too many or too much of the stem, because the growth goes down from the top. That's why the ones on the top are so big. This one's a little stressed, weather stressed from hot and cold. I'll take this one and put it in the glass bottle. So that's 4 plants. Look how pretty they look. You see that? Warm water, reusable glass Alfredo Priano jar from Aldi. I have a video on how to remove labels from glass bottles and jars nice and easily, so it's nice and clear. Like there's not a piece of glue up there at all. Next plant. This one only has a few leaves, so I'm gonna leave her alone. This one's still too small. This one doesn't have many leaves on the bottom. I'm too nervous to cut that one, honestly. This one looks like she's just growing in. And then this one, I'm gonna let that one grow in a little more. Let them get more leaves, but I cut her down a little bit. She was way up here. Now she's down here. Fresh produce, basil for as long as I can take care of it. And all I do is water it every day. And now this is basil plant number 3. Again, I do use the basil as they grow. Like I actually pluck them off of the plant out of my windowsill when I'm cooking something. Not gonna cut this one because she doesn't have many leaves on her and I'm too nervous to cut her down. Yeah. This one either. So I guess that's it. Too nervous to cut any more of my basil plants down. It's really humid in here. They're really moist. Basil likes to be moist, but just the soil, not the leaves. So do not get the leaves wet. If you get the leaves wet, this is what happens. See that little black spot? It's a little black spot up there. If you get the leaves wet, it'll turn the leaf black. Either the sun will scorch it or it'll just rot and burn off. So grow. It looks like from these 3 plants, hold on. Oh no, I can make another one. I just spotted another one right here. I am gonna cut this one down. Right here. Cut her down. Fresh basil. And then just pluck off the bottom leaves. And this is honestly like so soothing to me. The fact that I can actually grow things that I never thought I could grow before. I've never been a plant person before at all. Like I never thought I would be able to be this person. But just with a little bit of reading and understanding how taking care of another living thing can help you grow as well is what kept me on this path. It's all about consistency. If you can take care of yourself, you can take care of a plant. If you know when you're hungry and to eat, you can tell when your plant is hungry and when your plant needs to eat. If you're thirsty or dehydrated, you can tell. Same thing with your plant. You can tell when your plant is thirsty or dehydrated. The leaves start to wilt. You just know that it needs food, sun, love, or something. Just like we do, because we're living things. And as I take care of the plants, they give me something in return. Basil is said to bring wealth, luck, and money to the home or to those who can grow it and take care of it. So they make great gifts. The gift that just keeps on giving too. Would anyone like a basil plant? I am going to keep you guys updated with pictures, maybe a video every 1 to 2 weeks on how well these guys do. I have propagated before, but it was with pothos that my family members gave me. Now it started out, my pothos started out as a vine, and this is how it looks now. And this is in a glass spaghetti jar too. So you can see all the roots coming down. You can see all the roots coming down from my pothos. And I can't wait to put it in a hanging pot. And it just grew like this. Look at all these new leaves coming in. It just pops up. They grow so fast. And there are leaves inside of the jar ready to pop up. And you can just transfer it to soil. And then I have my peace lily over here, but you can't really see her. Her name is Peyton. There she is. I haven't really been giving her the love and care that she needs, but she's still thriving, like we all are here. So again, grown from seeds, organic. All I use is soil and water. That's all. Things around the house. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If this was helpful, or if you would like to see anything else, you can catch me on my social media platforms at Theycallmemrskelly everywhere. They call me Mrs. Kelly, found everywhere. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is usually my home base, and my own website, Theycallmemrskelly.com. I'm all about self-care, taking care of yourself. I'm all about reading and writing, especially for women in the education community, because we need it, right? Oh, how do I end the video?